guys. That's a racist joke, but not so racist. It's kind of funny, but I won't tell you the joke if it's going to upset you. I'm Rick Harsch, and this is my master class in fiction, and I'm going to violate one of my rules. I'm going to actually say something about what's good to do in fiction. And the reason I'm holding this in front of my face is because this is the guy who made me decide to do this, Chandler Broussard. This is Wake Up, We're Almost There, which I keep repeating, has been called by Stephen Moore the book of the 60s. And it was published in 1971 and it went out of print. It got a terrible review from an asshole named Anatole Braillard. And in this copy by Corona-Sams.press, which you can look up on the internet, Corona, Sams, one word, .com, and you can order it. And if you don't, you're probably buying a lesser book. This is a fantastic book. Fluid, surreal, clear, subversive, and extremely funny. And it's very fat because it's over 500 pages and it's on some really nice paper. And we've got the same guy who wrote the introduction, Zach Tanner, who's become a sort of addict of Broussard and is now working on the introduction to the next Broussard that we're going to publish, which is called As the Wolf Howls at My Door, which is the book of the 70s by Broussard, almost as big as this. And Zach did the cover, which is one of the best collage covers I've ever seen. And in this book, what Broussard does that you can do, anybody can do, is surprise the reader constantly. He goes, and this is what led me to that. I reached about page 400, and that's where I came up with this quote that I put somewhere. The real life of man is too rich and mad for the cultural history auditors to deal with. He goes from scathing assault on Erik Erikson's, what he calls status quoism, discusses how schools prepare children for all the changes in society. In other words, as society changes, you need to retrain your conformist citizens. And it's a beautiful, beautiful review of that by one of his characters. And then a couple pages later, you're in Haiti under Papa Duvalier. And look it up. This is some major stuff. The United States did some awful shit there, supporting a very, very awful Papa Doc Duvalier, who was replaced by Baby Doc Duvalier. These were loony people and cruel and deadly, and their people, their security people, were the Tonton Macoute. And they may be worse than Savak, the U.S.-supported Iranian secret police under the Shah. But Savak is really a savage name, but Tonton Macoute, they're brutal. He goes from one to the other seamlessly, and it's astonishing. Surprise is good. Astonishment is surprise on Red Bull. Did I just say that? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm suggesting to you that you read Broussard and you learn about the concept of surprise. You get surprised. Almost every great writer um, that I can think of immediately is surprising, constantly surprising. Um, Particularly, and that's one of the reasons that people love Pynchon and many of the other what are called maximalist novels, metafictional novelists. James Joyce was a surprise a second in Finnegan's Wake. In Ulysses, I think the rate was a surprise every 3 minutes, which was quite good enough. But a surprise can be in a turn of phrase, in a new word, in a unusual description. Laughter is always a surprise. Laughter just bursts out of you. That's an expression of delight at surprise. So this masterclass is all about surprise. And if you want to buy this book, and you should, it's 23 euros because it was very expensive to make. But a book this size and this beautiful, it's no big deal. But if you don't want to buy the book, but you do want to write, surprise people, surprise them. Margaret Atwood, surprise her. If Margaret read this, I think she might have a heart attack. So Margaret, don't buy it. Don't buy it. But the rest of you, surprise. And learn about it from Chandler Broussard.